Lamar Alonzo May looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. And it's Monday morning, quarterback. I'm just here vibing, hanging out, chilling. Hoping you had a good day. Hoping you had a wonderful day. Hoping your day got better. Hoping you won all your sports bets and everything in your life is going very well. And if we can have a good show today, y'all can talk to me in the chat, conversate with me. We will be joined with Unico Williams shortly. And I just want to make sure y'all good. Y'all my audience, y'all my peoples, y'all my family. You know what I'm saying? If you watching this, you are family, you are loved. Unless you don't love me, then I don't love you either. But this is what we're doing today. We are conversating, we are talking, we are having a good time. We talk about the sports we love, a little football, a little basketball, mostly football, because the playoffs are set. Had a really good season, really interesting season. We have to have the question of the day. You know what? Let's put it up there. The biggest disappointment of 2023: Aaron Rodgers, the Oakland Raiders, the Tennessee Titans, the Rams, or the team we thought was going to be amazing once they got Russell Wilson, the Broncos. Before we start, we're gonna go over. We have to go over some stuff that's going on. We have some coaches that lost their jobs today. We have some NFL coaches who have lost their jobs. I want to just go over that before we get into some of the stuff we got. First off, we have Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith of the Houston Texans lost his job today. How do I feel about that? We all knew he got a job that they sold star quarterback team. They got the star quarterback out of here. A team that wasn't good. They did a wholesale. If y'all remember, the former one, Bill O'Brien left the team bare and traded all of their all star players. Got rid of every one of them. Then they got David Culley, only to fire him a season after. Lovie Smith came, and then they fired him after ain't this his first? How many years is this? Yeah, this is their fifth head coach in 4 years. This the organization just not a good organization to be a part of. And Lovie Smith, I'm happy he's out. He did the best he could with this roster they gave him. I mean, who was the quarterback? Like the fact that they were competitive as much as they was is a testament how good Lovie Smith is as a coach. Hopefully he get a job soon, college, pro, whatever. But he was meant to fail. By the way, which it was interesting to one of the situations we had like a year ago when they said they give black coaches the jobs to automatically fail, which this gives that. This does give off that. Hey, let's get a decent coach to raise the young kids, and then he ultimately will fail because there's no chance that this team is even capable of winning. And in one season, we get rid of them, and then that's it, and then we give it to somebody when they're a little more trained up and better to go. I'm not even saying that's the case and that's the way they thought of it. It just this gives that appearance again, right? You left from Barry, you traded a star quarterback, you have no it's no future. You don't have a quarterback. You don't have. I don't even think they drafted a quarterback. You don't have nothing, and then you leave them with that, right? Cliff Kingsbury got fired today. Do I have a problem with Cliff Kingsbury getting fired? I really don't. Cliff Kingsbury is literally a coach who had a losing record in college. He only got the job because the quarterback that they drafted likes him. So I don't understand how that happened. And I don't understand how that happened. You know what I mean? I don't understand how he even got that job in the first place. So it's very interesting to see he got fired, even though he probably should have been. They start off real hot, and then he don't make adjustments. Before he don't really make adjustments. It's one thing I want to talk about. He did get a long term contract last year for a coach that start off great and then lose every game because the NFL catches up to what he's doing that season. But ultimately, he went 4-13. He has a record of 28, 37-1 across 4 seasons. He's really not that good of a coach. Like I said, he was losing at Texas Tech. How did he get this job? I do not know. I don't want to really you can tell when somebody really don't supposed to be there. Then you have Nathaniel Hackett of the Denver Broncos. He had no chance. He was playing Russell Wilson, and he didn't coach him well. He didn't focus on running. He didn't focus on none of that. He had a horrible 15 game. He went 4-11, a 10-year-old. He had 51-14 loss to the Los Angeles Rams on Christmas Day. Got fired. The Broncos looked way better when he was gone. That's the only thing I can say about it. Like, I don't really know his situation. I can't know how much blame to put on him, but situationally, he wasn't great. He didn't let Russell run as much. I think Russell had 3 rushing touchdowns last week. Russell seemed to play a lot better when he wasn't there. So I'm guessing he was the problem. But Nathaniel Hackett is not. He just not. He just wasn't it. It appears. Earlier they got rid of Frank Wright. You see how that season turned out. I don't know if Jeff Saturday is going to still be the coach. I don't assume he will. They had some horrible games at the end of the season. They had some horrible games. But I don't know the coach situation. I think the coach a good job. I think the Colts and Panthers might be the best 2 jobs. But do you get rid of the Panthers coach? He coached very well at the end of the season. They had a winning streak. They had a chance to get in the playoffs. They Tom Brady and them just had his best game of the season against them, but Tom Brady wasn't playing like that before, so I can get why that was off. They might throw him off a little bit. I don't know. Them 2 interesting jobs. We are joined with Unico Williams. How you doing today, Unico? Introduce yourself. We in the middle of the show. We just talking about some coaching firing before we get into everything else.
Oh, okay. Hey, man. Good afternoon. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day. It's a good start to your week. Some people are having a bad start to their week for sure. Especially black coaches at this point. It would appear.
That's just Lovie Smith.
We lost the defensive coordinator for the Browns.
Was he the one that retired?
I'm pretty sure he got what they say when black. Wait, hold on. This is the first time they used the white way of saying something about black people getting fired. They said they agreed to part ways.
They probably don't. But it's mostly Cliff Kingsbury, Lovie Smith, Nathaniel Hackett, Frank Wright, Matt Rule. That's the coaches that have been fired so far.
That's and Cliff Kingsbury. It's not his fault, man. He got gifted a gifted quarterback that's 5'6".
Well, it is his fault because he has a losing record in college and pro. He doesn't have a winning record in his career. I don't even know how he got this job. But listen, I don't know how you got a job when you lose in college. How do you don't even make a bowl game and get an NFL job?
Well, I don't know what okay. I'm just saying, based off of what I saw, I don't think it was entirely his fault. And he's got a quarterback that loves Call of Duty double XP weekends. I mean,
the only reason he got the job is because that quarterback is his friend.
I'm just throwing it out there.
The quarterback said, I want this coach, and they got the coach. And so, that's the only reason he got the job with a losing record.
Are you fixing Kyler Murray at this point, or are you just trying to fix the team? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we even doing here? What are we doing?
I don't know what you do. Find a coach that actually know how to win to see what you get, and not a coach with a 7-win record in 2 years in college football before you get done. Alabama get that in the first 8 weeks of the season. Them and Georgia both, and you took you 2 years to get 7 wins. Come on now, at the end of the year. I still don't know how this man got that job, and he got an extension last year. Why does the NFL team pay all these coaches extensions and then fire them the next year?
I have no idea. I know I for sure can say Lovie Smith didn't deserve to be fired. That man said, nah, damn that. I already know what y'all thinking. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna win this game. Damn that round pick, because I know y'all gonna fire me anyway. So damn that number 1 pick. Boom. Throws a 2-point conversion on the Colts. It's over with.
Lovie Smith, which also I think did it help me win? Yes, it did.
He did the best that he could with what he had all year. This team sucks. And he kept it close. They didn't get just blown out all season. They were very close games.
He took a job he knew he was going to get fired at. I talked about that earlier in the show. He took a job that they basically traded all the good players away. And they just need the coach to grow the players, and then they fire them until they get the coach they want.
I mean, fair, but damn, man. What's wrong? Who are they about to get? Some other white guy, right?
I don't know who they're getting, but what I know is I wouldn't accept that job. I'm like, y'all just put me as a scapegoat to get this team better and then fire me so y'all get the coach y'all want next year. And hope we get the first. That's why he went to him to win the game. He's like, screw y'all.
He knew what it was. He knew what this year was for him.
Yeah, so he like, screw y'all. I'm finna screw y'all for number 1 pickup.
Man, Man,
That's what it comes
I
down
love
to.
when black folk press that petty card. I love it. I love it. I'm here for it.
Yeah. And then we had Nathaniel Hackett, which they got fired earlier this season. We know Russell Wilson looked a lot better after he left. That's all I can say.
Hey, they put up a lot of points this last game, bro. They put up a lot of points.
What was it been? It was since he been fired. They put up 24 and 31, in which they haven't put up 20 points the whole season before he got fired. So he might was the problem. I don't know. Russell Wilson looked a lot better when he was gone. Speaking of questions,
what I just would love to know what's being done different. Look, he can't get out of the pocket like he used to. The balls have been bad. What changed? I just want to know. Did the coach come in there and say, "Oh, there's something different about this"?
all I can say the difference is he did get a lot of rushing touchdowns. He got a lot of rushing touchdowns, and that's all I can think of.
If that's what it takes.
Yeah, what do he have against Kansas City? 3 rushing touchdowns.
I believe so.
Yeah, he had 3 rushing touchdowns. So, Joe, you see the biggest disappointments of 2023. Who do you got? That's a question I asked the audience earlier. I want to know your thought.
God damn it. When you get that graphic, that means you about to get expert commentary here. So it's between what we're showing on the screen now, these folks here.
Yeah.
Broncos for sure. I wouldn't say Rams are a disappointment. They did deal with some injuries. That is what it is. Titans, as long as that boy back there throwing 10-yard routes and 9-yard routes all day long, I knew what that was with Tannehill. Raiders, I mean, damn, honestly, just the AFC West was a disappointment in all. I would have loved to see Aaron Rodgers be in this playoff, but
listen, who projected right at the beginning of the year? I said Chiefs winning division, Chargers wild card. Eat it, Monte.
I can give you that. That's
Eat
fine.
it, Monte.
I just thought this thing would have had a whole bunch of people hovering around like 10-7 and 9-8. That's what I was predicting. And
I thought it was better too, but I did predict it.
I thought this was going to be the most competitive conference of all time, and it just was not.
I thought it was going to be most better, even though I did think the Chiefs was going to win and the Chargers was going to get the wild card. So my Chargers to the Super Bowl is still up. I want y'all to understand that it is still up. We have a big game tonight, Joe, and I know people want to get into that. We have TCU. Who do you have? TCU. Georgia minus 13, mean they are projected to win by 13 points. TCU is a fast team. If we're being honest, Michigan totally just choked that game away last 6 times, so I don't know. And TCU was probably more motivated because that dude told them they had no chance. The cornerback from Michigan, like, y'all have no chance to beat us. Y'all be lucky to get within 20. So
that game turned into a shootout. The fact TCU put up that many points, what's getting people to go to Texas Christian University? Like, what's getting people to go there? Like, good people, because apparently you got to be good to make it this far in the playoffs.
Their recruiting class ranking was not that high, so I don't know.
I'm like, is it the coach? Or should we be looking at TCU's coach to see if he needs to go to the league?
That coach is really good. Their defensive coordinator just came from like a high school. He seems to be pretty good, but and let's be honest, their division ain't really the strongest, so they get a lot of chances to they don't have a lot of chance. They have a lot of chance they can not mess up. Like Kansas State was probably their toughest battle, and they lost one of them to Kansas State. They beat them one time and lost once to them. So that's the one team in the division. Oklahoma is not good. Texas is not that good. So TCU kind of had a pretty easy road here. But hey, listen, they beat the team they got to. They upset Georgia tonight. They didn't national the championship, no matter how easy your record is. Could they survive a harder schedule? Probably not. But that don't matter. You just got to win the games you need to win.
Yeah, that's how sports work.
Yeah, just win the game you got to win. Hey, we don't have to play good the whole year, but we got the Green Bay Packers 9-7, 2013. went to the Super Bowl, won it. The Giants beat the undefeated New England Patriots, and they was like 8-8.
Mm-hmm.
Just win when you gotta win. It don't matter. It don't matter that. So TCU has a chance to win tonight. Do I actually think they're gonna win? If Georgia come to play, I think they get blowed out. I'm being honest. If Georgia is not like, yo, we got the national championship, this team ain't good. Look at it, we got a 13-point spread. It's gonna be easy. If they do that, TCU got a chance because they will like take advantage of interceptions as Michigan. Missed field goals, pick sixes, running. Michigan did so much on that game. They fumbled at the 1 yard line.
Yeah, they didn't do very good in the red zone at all.
They did the Philly special at like 4th and 2 when they did. I'm like, why did you do that? Just run the ball up the middle. They threw like 2 pick sixes. I don't know. It's hard to win when you fumble in the zone. You throw 2 pick sixes. You do a Philly special on 4th and 2. I'd be like, yeah, that team probably lost that game. And I don't think Stetson Bennett gonna be making the same mistakes the quarterback from Michigan make. And I think Georgia a little bit of a faster team than Michigan, but they ain't as physical. But TCU ain't a physical team, so they got to use speed a lot more.
That's the thing. Like it's gonna come down to them. Both of those lines are gonna be the issue tonight. It's the lines, offensive and defensive line. Can you out rough the refs, man? That's what it's coming down to for me.
They do have like the second place Heisman Trophy competitor at TCU. Georgia defensive line got to get pressure on the quarterback this week because they did not against Ohio State, and it kind of like I told y'all, that number 5 from Georgia really good, and people like Marvin Harrison Jr. killed him. I'm like, no, it wasn't quite this. It wasn't quite killing him. It just C.J. Stroud had like 15 seconds, and the man Joe on the first touchdown, the man ran a post, came back out, ran back in the post, and came back out. Joe, I don't care how good of a cover corner you is. If you run 4 routes in a route tree, sooner or later you're going to lose me because I'm going to be like, I don't know which way you're going. So, and Georgia defensive line got no pressure on Ohio State. Even though I happen to think Ohio State offensive line is better than TCU's, but we'll see. They got to get pressure on the quarterback, though, because TCU does have a good quarterback.
Yeah, they always stay with a serviceable quarterback. Isn't that where Andy Dalton is from?
Yeah.
I mean, they got somebody that can make the throws. It's just like you don't want to make them do too much. That's always,
Yeah, so what you think? You think Georgia cover?
I don't think they cover. I don't know, man. Because like I feel like TCU is like a MAC team or a Mountain West team that's going against an SEC team. I just feel like physically, I feel like they can't match up. But
if you go off recruiting,
I don't know. It's tough. Like, but I mean, TCU has shown that if they can get out to a lead on you, they have a potent offense. I just feel like them Georgia boys, man. I really just would have, like, I felt like if Ohio State was playing this game, I was easily going to be able to be like, Ohio State's going to win. But this 13, I guess I got to go with, if I was betting tonight, I'm not going to do it on this game. But I kind of feel like I want to bet on TCU to cover and keep it closer than 13. But, man, this could get out of hand. So we'll see. But maybe we need to start giving TCU a little bit more respect. And so tonight is when they'll gain it or not. Right, Gotti?
TCU has 1 5-star player on their whole roster. Georgia has 15. TCU has 16 4-star players on their roster. Georgia has, I don't know how many. They don't tell you. Hold up. Georgia has 53. So it's 15 to 1 5-star. It's 53 to 16 4-star. And TCU dominates in 3-star because Georgia don't really get 3-star players. Y'all can have that. But talent-wise, if you go off potential, Georgia has it. However, TCU does develop very well. I always have. I'm be honest, I don't think Kirby Smart got that Nick Saban in him, and he already said Stetson Bennett got to play better, and our whole team got to play better after they beat Ohio State. Like, we played like trash today, and I'm like, oh, I see that Nick Saban in him.
That's what Nick Saban will do. Let's play it right on the line.
Y'all play like trash. Y'all gonna lose next week. That's literally what he saying y'all gonna lose next week if y'all don't play better. And I'm like, so I don't expect them to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna overlook this team. And because I feel like Michigan, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like Michigan overlooked TCU because they wanted that. You know what they were talking about?
Yeah.
We either get that revenge game from when Georgia blew us out last year, or we get Ohio State again, and we excited. Because if you don't believe me, just look at the numbers. The cornerback literally said we about to beat them by 50. Joe, did he not say that before
He said that. He said that.
Yeah,
That's true.
You're like, we gonna blow them out, bro. This is easy. We finna go play Georgia. We ready for them. And I'm like, okay, you completely overlooked them. Georgia don't even have nobody to overlook too. Like, this is just it. So I don't think they're gonna be throwing 2 pick sixes and fumbling at the one and running Philly specials at the 4th and 2. I don't know if they're gonna be doing that. So
they might play Ring Around the Rosie like Kansas City did and hit them with one of them for the win.
Yeah, that was a nice play. And it worked. Too bad one dude was lined off.
The worst thing ever was that it worked and they got a touchdown. That's the worst thing that could have ever happened to a football player's mental at this point. That's the worst thing that could have happened. I would never play again if I let some niggas play Ring Around the Rosie and then throw a touchdown. I'm sorry. And then it was a beatdown too, in the midst of a beatdown. That's even worse.
Yeah. Speaking of, let's do some football. Let's go over these games. We have Kansas City versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Patrick Mahomes did his thing, probably the MVP of the season. They ran the ball pretty well. He got the ball to everybody like he always do lately. Everybody gets the ball. Of course, Travis Kelce gets the ball the most, but everybody get the ball. Raiders, Stidham played decent. He ran the ball pretty decent. Josh Jacobs, they did not let him get off. Devontae Adams did what he did, but he didn't really get in the end zone. But I'm pretty sure he's like, I might should have stayed where I was.
What's next? Because if Derek Carr is gone, because I mean now we talking this is Black Monday. What they call this, Black Monday, or we gonna call it Black Tuesday?
It's Black Monday.
Because you said it's yeah. So the season's over with. It's Black Monday. Everybody's getting fired. What does Devontae Adams do?
He just signed the contract. I guess he stayed there. What are you gonna do?
I mean, I came here for Derek Carr, and y'all got rid of him.
That might have been the best mistake you made. Just saying it out loud. I came here for Derek Carr. Wow.
You think that's crazy? That's crazy behavior. Get in here and sit down, man.
You don't come. I'm sorry. Like I said, he's a tier 3, tier 2 quarterback, lower tier 2, high tier 3 quarterback. You don't say that for them. I'm sorry. You like, I come here for Aaron Rodgers. I come here for Patrick Mahomes. I come here for Josh Allen. By the way, we got to talk about that throw Josh Allen made on that corner at the end of the game to Stephon Diggs when it was like they might lose that game. It was crazy. But Jaguars, Titans, another game that I got right.
Man, they got down to their 3rd string quarterback, Dobbs, who I've never thought he was just a great quarterback anyway. But I mean, I Trevor did what he was supposed to do. I'm happy he's here. Hopefully that makes Jim Irsay say, "Hey, the Jags went from the worst team last year to winning the AFC South. So let's go. Let's make some moves." But he's definitely got the talent to take that team places. I ain't gonna say it's a Super Bowl, but I definitely know that he can win a division. Trevor Lawrence is pretty good, and that team is actually okay.
Did you notice that the best quarterbacks won every division in the AFC? Mahomes, Allen, Lawrence, and what's that boy name? Joe Burrow. I don't know why it took me so long to think about Joe Burrow. Because I was arguing if he was better than Lamar Jackson. Like, I'll give him a better Lamar Jackson availability probably puts him a little bit below Joe Burrow. Because again, if y'all close and one is more available than you, I gotta put him ahead of you. That's just the rule of life, you know what I mean? But that's the thing. Like I said, they won the game. Good job. Steelers, again, Mike Tomlin has still.
He done it. He did it. That's what we's rooting for. We're happy for it. We happy for it. We was rooting for this. We want to make sure that he never has a losing season.
My My man with a rookie quarterback with a team that wasn't really there, had to start off with a losing record. Said, nope, I'm gonna forever have a winning record. So shout out to him. Game wasn't that important, but shout out to him for having that winning record that we were rooting for.
Shout out
Bengals,
to Kenny Pickett for being the rookie of the year for the Steelers. So I guess that's gonna be their quarterback next year going forward.
he played pretty good. He got some potential. He was an early pick for them. Bengals beat the Ravens. They play again next week. This time might be with Lamar Jackson.
Lamar's not playing in that game, bro.
They still saying this is a question, but we might see. But I'm thinking he might come back for the playoff. But Bengals won pretty easily. They kind of they get a neutral site game with the Bills if they play in the second round, so that's interesting. They get a neutral site game because again they had the lead and then all of a sudden the game got canceled for unfortunate reasons. But Bengals and Ravens, if Lamar play, it's gonna be the same result. Bengals gonna win again. If Lamar play, we don't know, depending on how healthy Lamar is, what that game can be. So we're gonna have to wait and see. But we'll talk about that Friday night lights when we pick the games.
Yeah, I mean, because I think about it, Lamar Jackson, he makes the game shorter because he'll run the ball, keep the clock running, not so many incompletions. So he makes a lot of games shorter. So that's going to be interesting. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll talk about it on Friday Night Lights for sure.
When we make our predictions, we're gonna go over the games and what's the key to the games today, but we'll talk about them more this show. Vikings Bears 29-13, unimportant game. I didn't watch it, so I can't tell y'all nothing about it.
I can tell you that I knew that the Bears was only going to put up 13 points. That's all they're good for.
I didn't even pick.
That offense has been bad since Jay Cutler, man. That offense is bad. Even Jay Cutler was putting up 400-yard games and putting up only like 17 points. Chicago's just bad offensively. It's like they don't care about offense.
Well, Justin Fields he runs, and that's what he does. He runs for his life because the offense line not good. But he gets a lot of y'all. Bills Patriots. Josh Allen threw a beautiful bomb from the hash mark all the way to Stephon Diggs in the end zone. It was pretty well covered, and it was on the money because my man arm was right here, and the ball was right in his head. I'm like, that ball here, out here, it don't get caught. That was a pretty pass. That's the talent of Josh Allen right there. But yeah, the Patriots basically got out of the playoffs thanks to this. So they got knocked out.
Bill Belichick don't give a damn. I don't know what the Patriots going to do coming up next, but we'll talk about that probably. We'll probably do like a draft special or something for y'all. But with that being said, them two field goals was big deals. I mean, not field goals. I'm sorry, those kickoff returns. Those 2 in one game after something like that happens. I knew that the Bills were going to come out and be high and try and do the best that they can. But somehow the Patriots still ended up putting up 23 points with Mr. Mac Jones out of the Alabama. And so roll tide, no. So with that being said, what's going on, family? I'm just saying, if you his family, I'm just saying, my family. You feel me? That's how that works. But yeah, man, 100%. The Patriots.
You gotta give me some. Neil, you gotta give me some picks every once in a while, man. We do this every Friday and Monday, bro. Well, Friday the pick day. Well, we did college football today, but y'all know what I mean.
Who started for the Dolphins?
I don't know. They won.
Moving on.
By the way, this game cheated me. Well, I almost got cheated. Hold up, he picking. You see the hat he got on.
I'm with you. I hear you. I hear you.
You've been like this since I was a little younger than me, but how you gotta tell me how Ohio is too, cuz. But Dolphins basically won this game in a horrible game to watch. It was non-existent scoring. If you pick the Dolphins or the Jets to win this game by like the 4.5 points, which I did, by the way, I picked the Jets to take the 4.5, and I ended up losing because they got a safety. So, Joe, I lost because they took a safety. Joe, I would have still won off the points if they didn't get the safety. So that random safety, and then they scored. It was 9-6 with like 18 seconds left on the clock. 15 seconds on the clock. How do you get a safety? I still want to know.
That's Jets behavior, man.
My picks would have looked. I would have been like, I only missed one last week if that didn't happen, but it happened. Falcons beat the Buccaneers. I had that right. Buccaneers didn't care. Panthers beat the Saints. I had that right. That game did not matter. But shout out to the Panthers. They ended strong. We talked about the Texans beating the Colts. I picked this game cost me too because they randomly gave up a touchdown with no time left and then went for two. And I'm like, yo, listen, the two games I missed are pure luck. I don't understand this. But
it happens.
Yeah. Any your thoughts on any of these three games that we did not care about? That's why I went through all three of them. I say this because 49ers Cardinals. 49ers dominated. Their defense is amazing. They're getting ready for playoff. They are the 2 seed in the NFC. I know y'all kind of rooting for the Eagles to lose, but they won. So y'all the 2 seed. Bet.
I'm good. I'm good, man. I told y'all how I feel about the Cardinals and what's going on with them. I honestly, from the NFC standpoint, I'm just sitting back and watching the ride. I'm gonna see what happens. I'll think more on it as we get closer to Baller Friday. But for now, I'm just letting the NFC ride. I'm letting everything ride. I'm gonna just think on it all week because I know this next game that we about to get into is something. There's a whole nation of people in Dallas.
Yeah,
I know them.
Yeah, Cowboys, Commanders. I think the Cowboys. I think it was like 6-3 early in the game, and I think they saw the Eagles score and kind of just quit. Cause that's what it looked like when the Eagles went up. I think the Cowboys looked like they just like, yo, just turn it off. We stuck at the 5 seed, win or lose, don't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why one would do that. But I kind of feel like you want to make sure that you got some kind of momentum coming in. But I don't know, maybe that's just me. But I kind of want to have some things we can build off of, or does Mike McCarthy come back and say, well, hell, I'll let y'all take last week off. Now we in the playoffs. Let's go. And nobody roots for the Cowboys other than a Cowboy fan that was just born out the womb as a Cowboy fan. So I'm not Cowboy Nation. Y'all, it's over with. Y'all might lose next week. And here we go. Same old story. Big headlines, no championships.
Rams versus Seahawks in the game that the Seahawks had to win in order to get in the playoffs. Yep. So the Seahawks end up winning this game off a field goal. The Rams was up a lot of this game. I thought they was actually. I was like, is the Seahawks about to lose?
Baker with the amazing interception for no reason. Shout out to Quandre Diggs with that interception. Baker should have ran the interception back like he was supposed to, but instead he too busy pointing at the sideline, man. He almost cost the game.
Yeah. Baker started off hot and then do what Baker does. He stopped being weird. Eagles Giants. This game is 22. It's say 22-16. The Eagles got off to a big lead, and then I think it was 16-0. And then they just started trying to end the game, and they kept throwing picks. Like it was interesting to watch. It was like, let's hit the knockout blow right now. Everybody go fade. The whole third quarter was everybody go fade. And then all of a sudden the Giants kind of got back in, even though they were never really in the game. That game, their score is way closer than it should have been. That game looked like domination. I think it was like 16-0 at halftime or something, 16-3 or something like that.
Man, if it ain't because Danny Dimes didn't even start in that game against the Giants, or so he didn't finish it at least.
Oh no, he did not play.
Yeah, Davis Webb.
Yeah, it was 16-0 at halftime. They scored the 13 points in the fourth quarter when it didn't matter. So it was like they were trying to put a knockout blow and they kept throwing picks because they kept throwing fade routes. Chargers, Broncos. Chargers in the same situation the Cowboys was in. They were stuck at the 5th seed. Even though I don't think they knew because if the Ravens won, but the Ravens played early in the day, so they kind of knew the Ravens already lost. So they like we stuck at the fifth seed. So I don't know if they played their best. I
I
don't.
mean, there's one of two things when you have that late game. It's either you take on the challenge and like, hey, such and such won or lost, so we got to make, we got to do this, that, and the third. Or if you lose and nothing can change, either you gonna like try and turn it up or try and work on a couple of plays or something to try and get some young guys in, things like that. But end of the day, I don't know if you wake up for a game if you already know there's no point.
Yeah,
But at the same time, I still want to get my stats. Like I might have some contract stuff going on where I need just like one more catch or
but
like 10 more yards.
but yeah, getting stats make the game harder to win because we trying to get everybody trying to get their money. So like, hey, bro, he need 2 catches, he need this. So you trying to force it to him. It's not like a natural thing. Like he's not going through like the natural motion of the game. So people they probably doing that. I think the Cowboy probably did that too. And unfortunately, it didn't. They got beat both teams. But like I said, they were stuck at the fifth seed no matter what happened when they were playing. So I think they just kind of and people always say you want to get the momentum, bruh. Once you know that this game don't matter, your mind just go to next week. Shoot, man, what I gotta do
Yeah,
next
I
week?
mean, you already know you get to live to play another day. It's just like what I do today ain't gonna really matter. Like I said, I just want to make sure that whatever I put in that contract, I need to try and get it.
Yeah, and the Cowboy probably like we got Tom Brady next week. We need to focus on that, and we can't be worried about I don't know who Carson Wentz, Taylor Heineke, or who else. And the game of the day, the Detroit Lions versus Green Bay Packers. I'm gonna go ahead and say I was disappointed in Aaron Rodgers. Second half,
That was a bad pick. I don't know what happened.
bad two
Maybe you
picks in the
should.
second half,
Yeah, that was a bad pick to end the game.
2 for 6 on in the fourth quarter.
And here we go. We're having that conversation again. What will Aaron Rodgers do? Is he coming back? Blah, blah, blah. I think the Packers did what they were supposed to do defensively, which is keep the Lions from scoring 40.
We were
And
talking
I
about
thought,
them scoring. That's what we were talking about.
yeah. And so at this point, it looks like I said that the Packers weren't going to be able to really keep up like that if there was going to be a 40-point game. But damn, only 16. Because the Packers defense did what they were supposed to do to the Lions. They did that.
Yeah, they didn't. Jared Goff didn't even score a touchdown. Jamal Williams played well, former Packer.
I mean, if you want to call that playing well, I mean, at the end of the day, wasn't like they didn't have a great offensive day at all, the Lions. So the Packers did what they're
He
supposed to
played
do.
better than him. You know what I mean?
And that's where come on, man. Aaron Rodgers 205 yards, and I think the stat this year was that he ain't been over 300 yards all year.
He had Aaron Jones 4 yards a carry. Jamal Williams they had a better running game. Uh, Kirby Joseph with the interception. Let's look at the stats. Total yards, more total yards. That's first down. They both same efficiency. 57 played, 2 sacks allowed. Detroit, of course, had more penalties. They also lost a fumble. I want to shout out AJ Hutchinson though. He played very well. He caused
Rookie.
all kind of havoc to the point they had to change the way they were defending. So that was a problem with that. They had to find a way. He had to change the way they was defending him. They had to start adding extra tight ends and chip him, which took away another receiver. So Aaron Rodgers really didn't. He couldn't get all the weapons he wanted out. But at the same time, Aaron Rodgers made some silly plays in that game. I'm sorry. I can't just absolve him because he's the great Aaron Rodgers.
Man, it's sometimes when you be high, it worked. And sometimes when you be high, it don't. Yeah, I've
Now
been there.
he should have took a perk.
He,
Maybe
you
he
know,
did that.
he was off. He was off of it. Sometimes you have a good time, and then sometimes you have some bad times, man.
Perk
I
Rodgers
know
about
all
that.
about that. Like you might get off. You might get off of some of them good drugs and have some, spit game real good, and maybe hit a couple threes you wasn't supposed to. And then them other days, boy, you get you be a little too, you be off them perks, boy. You just don't know what you're doing out there sometimes. They take control. So I think last night it kicked in too late on him. It
Yeah.
kicked in. It kicked in the fourth quarter, so he didn't know what was going on. He forgot he was in the football game.
he it was that fourth quarter was bad. That pick was terrible. He didn't have to throw that, but it is what it is. Gave Detroit the chance to win the game. It was it. Wild card game. We'll just go over and tell them a few keys what we interested in. We're gonna predict on Friday, so be there Friday.
Predict on Friday, but we'll talk about the matchups coming up. Something for y'all to think about.
And next Monday morning quarterback, we will talk about Cowboys Buccaneers. So I didn't know they had a Monday night game. That's interesting.
Let me see. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know they had a Monday night game.
Oh shit. I pressed the wrong thing. My bad.
We have Seahawks 49ers, a divisional game. So that's interesting. Chargers Jaguars. I'm going to think about that. Bills and Dolphins. Is Tua going to play? That's a question. Vikings Giants. I hate that game for some reason. I feel like both of them teams like not it.
What time is it? 3:30?
Yeah, through the.
Uh,
He's saying Kirk Cousins might play because it ain't prime time. Is that prime time? Is Kirk Cousins gonna play, or is it gonna be? Is it not considered prime time to him? Prime time, Kirk Cousins throwing 4 picks. Like I said, we'll think about it going Friday. Ravens and Bengals. We got a lot of conference games.
Yeah.
We got Bills, Dolphins, Seahawks, 49ers, Ravens, Bengals.
Yeah.
3 conference games right here. And Ravens and Bengals, is Lamar gonna play? If he's not playing, we just seen what happened.
So you're trying to tell me that Buccaneers and Cowboys got to play. Hopefully whoever wins that game gets to play on that next Sunday, right?
I'm pretty sure they got to play on Sunday. And they got to play, and they probably got to play. More likely, they have to play the Eagles, unless one of the lower seeds, like the Giants or the Seahawks, win. Which I don't think the Seahawks winning. I'm not sure about the Giants yet. I got to tell you.
This gonna be this weekend. Damn, I think I'm gonna be a little tied up, man. But come 4 o'clock my time, 4:30 my time. I think I'm gonna be a little tied up, bro. On Saturday.
Oh yeah.
And Sunday is a long day. I'm here for it. This gonna be fun. And I got a short week next week. Let's get it.
A lot of this coming down to injuries, though. Is Tua playing? Is Lamar gonna play? A shout out to the Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs for getting a 1 seed again. Patrick Mahomes does it again. Probably gonna win MVP this year. I don't know who's gonna take it from him. I didn't see nobody be like real spectacular. Josh Allen played well last night, but once he got his elbow injury, he kind of cooled off. Jalen was playing really well. Hurts. But he got injured in the year while he was competing with Patrick Mahomes. So it's Patrick Mahomes MVP. I don't know who else you can give it to. They the number 1 team in the AFC. Basically, the number 1 team in the NFL rated wise. He had the most yards. I think he set another record.
Mm-hmm.
How many yards he threw for? Let's see how many yards Patrick Mahomes threw for. 2022 stats. Let's see how many yards did Patrick Mahomes throw. 5,251 yards, 41 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, he the MVP. I don't think it's another 5,000 yard season for Patrick Mahomes. Shout out to the Jamal Williams for breaking Barry Sanders' record, even though they did have more games than Barry Sanders did back in the day, but he broke his record anyway. And that's amazing to say I broke Barry Sanders' record. But then we got a lot to talk about this week. Keys to the game: 49ers, their defense. Chargers. That's gonna be tough. It's Justin Herbert. I'm just going with that. Dolphins. Is Tua gonna play? Because I don't think if Tua can't play, they ain't gonna win. The Giants, Vikings. Is this considered prime time for Kirk Cousins? Because if not,
it's because it's still the playoffs, so that's kind of prime time. It's about as prime time as it gets.
Ravens. Is Lamar Jackson gonna play? And Cowboys Buccaneers is the most confusing game ever. Even though the Cowboys are playing on grass and they absolutely trash on grass. Literally, like, look at their record on grass. Like Dak throw 2 interceptions every time he's on grass. I don't know what's going on, but them my keys. Any keys for you, Joe? Always about the same: injuries and
Yeah, definitely 100%. It's gonna come down to injuries and who came to play. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I love a good hard fought game, but scheme, coaching, all that stuff is about to go in here. We about to learn a lot about who's a good coach and who's not. I think we about to learn a lot about that.
It's cool to have 6 games now instead of 4. Remember, you used to have 4 just because they got the first 2 seasons off.
Yep.
But it makes winning getting a 1 seed way more important. I feel like yeah, you get a week off and nobody else do. You special because you earned it. So unfortunately for the Bills, they had to miss a game that they had when they was should have probably got it if they would have beat the Bengals. But like I said, they were losing to the Bengals, so we don't even want to go over that category of an incident that happened. I'm thankful he was okay though. Shout out to them. That kickback was hype. That run back was hype. Like you could feel it in the stadium, Joe.
Yeah, I could.
That boy got that kick return. He saw that hole. He took off through it. The stadium it ripped. I'm like, oh, this when sports feel good right here.
Yep.
He
And
saw
and you couldn't have wrote it any better than that.
yeah. So I want to shout out that. We're done with the NFL picks. We got to talk a little bit of NBA. Brooklyn Nets won last night, Joe. They won last night. Although Jimmy Butler and Kevin Durant bumped knees, and he was out in the third quarter. They still pulled it out, which is a good sign to me that they can actually do it. Fortunately, he only have an MCL sprain. He out for 2 weeks, so it's not really that bad. It seemed to be a low grade sprain because when I sprained my MCL, I was out 6 weeks, but mine was a high grade sprain. So it's a low grade sprain, which is good. People talking about ACL, I'm like, he bumped knees. I seriously doubt that bumping knees would do that. Usually, when you bump knees, you know what I mean, Joe. It's
Yeah.
usually a lesser injury. Now, if he was by himself and his knee just and he just fell, you know what I mean? That's usually when you see somebody fall and nobody around them. That's usually when it's bad.
Yep.
But Brooklyn's on fire. I think they almost on. Let me see what the standings is. They are really close to the 1 seed. They are 1 game back of Boston. They play Boston soon. But it's without Kevin Durant. It would have been fun if they had Kevin Durant. But Kyrie and them playing well. They got to get TJ Warren scoring a little few more points. Golden State then went to the 6 seed, which is interesting. They done moved on. Klay Thompson got hot, Joe. I'm just going over some stuff.
No,
Ball,
I'm skipping the line, man. That's why I'm wearing this Lakers shit. Y'all better motherfucking respect LeBron James. Period. Y'all see what he been doing? That's just it.
they have won 5 straight. They have moved up to the 11th seed.
My boy is doing work. That 7 through 12 seed is close. So with all that being said, we got a long way to go. But I mean, that's crazy. They had to win 5 games in a row to get back in the conversation with LeBron having amazing stats at his age.
Golden State is the 6th seed and they lost 2 games, but Clippers lost 6 and Phoenix lost 6. And Portland lost 3, so them losing 2 don't really matter as much because everybody else losing.
I mean, where's Chris Paul? Where's Devin Book? We know he's out, but I'm just saying, where are these guys at, man?
Yeah,
Bridge is
them,
supposed to be balling right now.
yeah.
It's people's folks supposed to be balling.
Without Booker, we done seen Phoenix ain't good. That's what we done figured out. They were the 1 seed when Booker was playing. Think about that. Joe, they
Yeah.
were the 1 seed when he was playing. He not playing. They are literally the 8th seed and it's 1-9 in their last 10 games. Joe, they were 19 and like 9 at one point. They were the number 1 seed, and then Booker got injured. They are 1-9. I think they're like 2-11 since.
This is the time of the year though where between the next 2 months is going to be a big deal. March is going to bring people down like the stretch, but these next 2 months is when streaks is going to be super important.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at some. I'm looking at other team. Pacers are the 6th seed. Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Miami the 8th seed. They done moved up to what I thought they were. The East kind of shaping up what I thought it was. Hawks at 10, Bulls, Miami, New York, Indiana. That's them lower seed teams. And you got Philadelphia, Cleveland, Milwaukee, Brooklyn, Boston's the top of 10 team. That's normal. The East, the West confuses me. Sacramento 5, Pelicans 3. The Pelicans done lost 2 straight though since my boy got hurt. Zion. Zion been injured for the last 2 games, and they have on a 2-game losing streak. So
Mm,
they might fall down the way Philly and them fell down. So we'll have to see. Luca, they lost last game. Luca been on a stretch, y'all know. Joe, we're gonna end
yeah,
off this, but I've been
yeah,
seeing some crazy scoring lately. I just saw 55 points from Clay, and everybody like, oh, Donovan Mitchell took just as many shots to score 71. And I'm like, that's both impressive. It's only 34 shots to get 71 out of 55 is crazy. My rule is
yeah.
you
They
should.
yeah. It's a lot of good shoot. It's a lot of good scoring. Um, uh, what's that boy Donovan Mitchell? He 100% brought that won that game by himself in the fourth quarter with that explosion at the explosion of scoring that he had. It's I don't know what's going on to where you an NBA player and you guarding somebody and you just let them do that to you. What's going on here? What's going on? I don't understand. When you gonna step up and grab your nuts and say no, you're not scoring no more. 71 points is egregious, man. And you a professional, should never have 71 points on you. I get 50s and 60s when people just hit like Steph Curry, he hits random threes. I get that. But from Donovan Mitchell, you gotta be ashamed of yourself.
He said it like that is hilarious. But
You gotta be. I mean, he's the shortest guy on the floor most nights. And yeah, I get it. He's a scorer, he can do great things. He's a talent. It's just like 71 points is just crazy.
you know what scares me? I think history gonna say that like people like Melo and AI, like, oh, they wasn't good because of these other boys scoring these many points. But
Hmm.
I'm like, if young Melo played in this age where you couldn't hand check and do what they do now,
I'd be unstoppable.
especially how bully ball he used to be, everybody Kobe like, man, this dude good in your chest. You be like, man, come get off me, man.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah, that boy right outside the paint was a problem.
young Melo was the nastiest, and people don't remember. But I'm like, yo, if you couldn't like push him, because I know people like pushing ain't basketball and that the game is more skill now, which it is. But you had to do that with him because he was so dominant with the ball in his hand. So that actually like the game going skilled at his old age probably it probably hurt him. I say it hurt somebody like Melo because when
He
he got
probably wouldn't
older,
have developed that mid range the way he got it.
if the game was skilled the whole time, I think he would have been amazing. But I think him getting older and him getting like bigger and stronger kind of hurt his skill game as the older he got. Even though he outlasted, even though we say that, but we compare him to LeBron, who was like a freak of nature, freak athlete. But he outlasted everybody else in his class.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Dwayne Wayne retired 3 years, like 4 years ago. We forget that. That's his class. Chris Bosh, unfortunately, had a heart condition. By the way, I think they said he had a similar heart condition to the boy from the Bills had. So, but he got his caught earlier. So, but he retired like what 8 years ago. Like I'm just, like Darko Milicic was out 10 years ago. Who else was in the class? All them people retired like a long time ago. I'm like the fact that Melo just now like ended is still amazing. Like I'm just like y'all
and
don't care.
I don't even think it's because Melo can't play no more because I know he can go in there and give you 20 if he has to on a good shoot night.
Yeah, but I think it's unfair because everybody like we compare him to LeBron because they in the same class. I'm like he outlasted everybody else. LeBron freaking nature.
Yeah, and like I said, we talked about that streak the last 5 6 games. This dude is going crazy.
And the difference
No AD.
one big difference between Melo and LeBron to me also is that Melo had major surgery on his back and LeBron never had a major surgery.
Ever. The ankle's just been a problem, but other than that,
Yeah, like
nothing
Melo
that
had
really
two
could
major
change his
surgeries.
game.
Melo had two major surgeries. Everybody else had major surgeries, and they all retired. So when you see Melo, like, oh, he still got him like this man almost 40, and like I'm just saying, like I don't like I feel like it's gonna be. I saw this conversation the other day. Like, is people gonna disrespect the old scorer because a new age of scoring is coming? and they wasn't like had the freedom of movement as much as the newer cats got, which is interesting too.
I mean, we sat there and watched the Tim Duncan era, and I mean, he was still effective all the way to the end. So I mean, that's about as old school scoring as you can get off the backboard, off the block. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we don't see that kind of game anymore for sure. But it was still effective, even though you don't see it being used anymore.
You
But
should see that because I don't care what you say. Shooting the ball off the backboard every time, getting 40 points, quadruple doubles in your prime, is always gonna be effective.
yeah, I mean,
It's
like,
guaranteed to go in. He aimed for the backboard. Everybody else got so much pride. Tim Duncan, like, I have no pride. Let me shoot this ball off the key, off the backboard. Bank,
and let me do a 2-hand dunk because I'm that tall and not smile.
bank, bank, bank. I saw the Marcus Cousins, who like people consider this age. He said I held Tim Duncan. He said I scolded him, I dunked on him. And he said Tim Duncan just said, good job, tapped him on the butt after he was yelling at him, talking about, oh, this who the Hall of Fame man? Tim Duncan patted him on the butt. Said, good job. He said Tim Duncan went to score 54 and 14 on me. And then at the end of the game, pat me on the butt and said, good job.
With the weakest moves of all time, Tim Duncan was just working boys, man.
He said, DeMarcus, and he's patting me on the butt after I dunked on him. And I yelled, I'm like, you, it's the Hall of Famer. I'm the new school. He said, he patted him on the butt and said, good job. Then he scored 40. He said he went on to score 54, 14, pat him on the butt in the game and said the same thing, good job. He said, that hurt me more than him talking trash.
Yeah.
I'm like, is he just sarcastic? Like, kid, you're not even in my league. You did a good job on that dunk, though.
No doubt. Hey, you know them internet police is watching. I got to get up off of here and get back to work. But I'm Unico Williams, UnicoWilliams.com. Much love. I holla. Baller Friday. Do you hear me with Unico Williams? Overall 99 Media. All that type of stuff. Zell May, take us out of here, bruh.
All right, we out. Y'all know we'll be here back on Friday. Y'all know how we do. Shout out to my co-host Joe. I had to do it one more time before we get out here. And y'all know it's a tradition. We ain't there no while, but let's do the tradition one more time. We got a question to ask, and we're gonna tell you shortly.
Who are these niggas?